Rilan and I looked around, trying to find an empty chair. There was not a single one. At the end, the woman was right. At the end, we opted to put the things on the table and sit down on a couch covered with a blanket. I felt familiar. Raylan noticed it. Cesar didn't. He stood up, showing interest on the work my grandfather had started. It was one doll of his. I had seen him making them hundreds of times. He began with the trunk. There he inserted the mechanism. Then, depending on the materials he had, he made up the rest of the body. Of a girl if they were light colors. Of a boy if they were dark colors. If the colors weren't enough, then he made an animal or some kind of nonsense gadget. So the grandpa I knew did. Maybe not my new grandpa. I analyzed the toys we moved aside to sit down. You don't live nearby, do you? My grandmother interrogated, sitting down again. Not really, I answered. Well, she wasn't happy with the answer. You look familiar to me. She was analyzing me over her glasses. Freeland warned me with a look of not letting the cat out of the bag. I didn't do it because of that, just because I didn't know what to say. I shrugged my shoulders and smiled. Cesar was keeping Ramiro busy, demanding explanations about the toys that were stirring up the room with in-tune tinklings. Look, he said, suddenly showing me a doll. That's what I told you about. I took the doll and I searched from its behind the key to wind it up and see what it did. It took me by surprise. It didn't play any tune like I expected. It moved its arms, bumping on my knee. I put it stand still facing me and I turned the crank again. The doll moved its arms, making a bow by way of greeting, and then it sat up, keeping still again. I smiled. Raylan moved on his place, depicting the impatience running through him. Bah, this is very common. He has more that do better tricks. The woman said, detracting importance. Rita likes this more, Ramiro said, pointing at a shelf. These walk, these do a somersault, and those are vehicles. He pointed at some contraptions with a lot of pieces. How does he know what you like if he doesn't know you yet? Raylan asked in low voice. He's talking about the lady. I told him off, also in low voice, raising my eyebrows high enough to make him realize he should be careful too. Raylan apologized, smiling like a little kid caught playing pranks. But the lady wasn't far enough, or her hearing was good because she noticed it. So your name is Rita too? She resumed the interrogation. And she resumed it, getting not only to leave me without an answer, but to attract Cesar and Ramiro's attention, even they were concentrated on the search of funny toys to show us. What a coincidence, don't you think? The old woman insisted. Cesar looked at Froilan petrified, begging for an answer that pleased the other Rita and that didn't bring us to light. Yes, it is, I answered. Dear, it isn't a name that rare. Ramiro didn't think so. Well, she is the second I ever met, and I'm aging, the woman refuted. Then we should celebrate the coincidence. Bring some bottles. Cesar hurried up, tapping Ramiro's back. Oh, kid, they don't let us drink any more. Now we can only drink water, and not much more than water. No sausages, no cheese. You can't even eat. Ramiro complained, upset. He's exaggerating. They didn't say we couldn't drink wine or eat that food. They told him he had to eat less of some things, but when he sits down at the table, he's incapable of behaving himself. Rita laughed. Really? We'll see how disciplined you are when your turn arrives. Ramiro laughed back. Do we need to call your children to keep a tight eye on you? Cesar made an agile movement. If he doesn't obey the doctor he sees every 3 days, I doubt he obeys the children he sees once a year. The clever and naive lady left Cesar without anything to cling on. Freelan sniggered, seeing Cesar helpless. The lady noticed it. I couldn't stop watching her, studying her like I had done before with Cesar. I think she also noticed that, but I didn't mind. I haven't heard of Gabby for long. Cesar tried again. Yes, when you dumped her, she didn't feel like seeing you, and in time, she healed, forgot, found someone. The woman seemed annoyed with him. The woman seemed annoyed with him, and Cesar seemed upset. Rita, let it go. She still remembers. She thinks you are the one to blame. Even she has died down a little. She used to put a bunch of curses when she saw you in the street, but it seems she isn't much powerful. Ramiro laughed. Of course he is the one to blame. Rita got sulk. How can you say that? We always argue about this, he said, looking at us. A couple must take some decisions together. A person cannot think about something and expect the other to follow her no matter what. Man, the orator exclaimed, looking at me.